Okay, exactly. That's what it was. Okay, in the last video, I was here. I was in this section called physics, but I switched. Because, let's see, I got as far as... I played this video, I was on this video last, but I stopped. No, maybe I shouldn't, because this may explain... Well, this would maybe try to explain why things go down, according to flat earthers. But I don't know, most of it has been an attack anyway. Most of those videos have been an attack on either McToon or an attack on somebody named Mr. Sensible, which I know of, but I don't know who Mr. Sensible is. I know of him though. What I mean is I haven't talked to him or anything. Let's see if this explains why things go up and down. Why things go... Okay, they don't go up. Well, okay. Helium balloons and shit go up, but that's... Yeah, that's not what I mean. Why things go down. A flat earther's explanation for gravity. Well, flat earthers think replaces gravity, I guess. I think it's electrostatics. Is that what they say? I don't know. Hold on. Let's find out.
Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is a good time for all those acrobology if you prefer. In this video, we'll be explaining how incoherent electrostatic acceleration
creates the downward vector. Gravitation, a word which many do not comprehend, is a theory that was created to explain the paths of the luminaries above, and what keeps them in orbit around other bodies, including our Earth. It has been known and taught in college-level physics courses that the electric forces that hold the Earth together are 26 times stronger than the gravitational forces that are supposedly here on Earth. I will now show you a short video of former MIT physics professor Walter Lewin explain this quite clearly.
So what holds our world together?
Electricity is... no. The electric universe. That's the theory that they're going with. But, yeah, I don't think so. So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna change to something else. I was on for a moment, actually. And there was tides. There was nothing on tides. There's literally nothing on tides. Literally nothing. Look at that. Wow. There's nothing on the ether. There's nothing on meteorites. There was one on maps and compasses. So only 3 on Antarctica and 2 on weather systems. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is what I want to watch. The full moment. See if it tells us what it is. I hope it tells us what it is. Fuck, man.
I love Mark Sargent. He is not crude or vulgar, he is super friendly and really positive, and according to Rob Skiba, Mark Sargent was the guy who recruited him into Flat Earth. So gotta love him for that. Anyway, recently he was interviewed on Odyssey Radio. The whole interview was about an hour and a half, and in it he said something that was so good I had to share it. Also, his radio interview didn't have any visuals, so I thought, I've got to add some visuals to this. So, here you go. Enjoy.
Let's say, for example, the second floor of where you live right now, you turned into a little vacuum chamber, right? You know, like 20 feet by 30 feet or whatever, right? And you put a valve above your head and a lever, and you pull that lever. What happens? It's not like the movies. It is instant. It is violent. The air will absolutely equalize in a fraction of a second. You know, any deep sea diver will tell you this. Anybody that works on oil rig.
It's a vacuum chamber. Is it evacuated while it's ill? Or is it just a vacuum chamber sitting there? Just a vacuum chamber with nothing happening? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by that. It would act like anything else. If you just put it there, let's see. I can do that with anything. Let's do that right now. Hold on. Let's see. Can't do much. Never mind. Just have me. Just sitting there doing nothing. What if it was just a vacuum chamber sitting there doing nothing? It's not going to be doing nothing. He didn't specify what it was doing. Is it a vacuum chamber that is pressurized? Depressurized? What? He didn't even. Let's hear that again. I gotta hear that again. Hold on. Fuck. I'm starting it again now. Fuck, dude.
I love Mark Sargent. He is not crude or vulgar, he is super friendly and really positive, and according to Rob Skiba, Mark Sargent was the guy who recruited him into Flat Earth. So gotta love him for that. Anyway, recently he was interviewed on Odyssey Radio. The whole interview was about an hour and a half, and in it he said something that was so good I had to share it. Also, his radio interview didn't have any visuals, so I thought, I've got to add some visuals to this. So, here you go. Enjoy.
Let's say, for example, the second floor of where you live right now, you turned into a little vacuum chamber, right? You know, like 20 feet by 30 feet or whatever, right? And you put a valve above your head and a lever, and you pull that lever. What happens? It's not like the movies. It is instant. It is violent. The air will absolutely equalize in a fraction of a second. You know, any deep.
What does the lever do? Are you saying that the vacuum chamber above your head is pressurized? Has pressure in it, so when you pull the valve, the air will get sucked into your room, or the air will get sucked out of your room? He wasn't being specific there. That's not me. He didn't even say whether it was pressurized or not. He didn't even say what would happen when you pulled the lever. So I can't take anything from this. This is uninformative. At least to me, this is uninformative. It doesn't tell me shit. But I know what flat earthers are doing here, and it's annoying. Because the earth would be more pressurized if there was a dome over Earth. There would be more pressure than we have now if there was a full moment. I know there would be more pressure.
Sea diver will tell you this. Anybody that works on oil rigs, any submarine people, they will all tell you this. It is extremely violent. Pressure next to non-pressure, even though you can't see it. You know, like right now, what we're breathing in right now is not nothing. It's 80% nitrogen and 20% oxygen, right? So,
well, not exactly. No, if you want to get specific, it's not exactly that. There was argon, there was a few other stray gases, but no. It's not 80% carbon CO2 and 20 oxygen. No, that's not how it works. Most of the air we breathe is nitrogen. Most of it, 70%, is nitrogen. Is that what they say, nitrogen? I don't know, hold on.
See it. You know, like right now, what we're breathing in right now is not nothing. It's 80% nitrogen and 20% oxygen, right? So what happens?
Well, 79% nitrogen, not 80. And there's just the other stray acids that make up those extra little percentage points. But yeah.
When you pull that valve above your head, it just fires up instantly. And in fact, you'll probably black out. You might even die.
And so right when it gets to full vacuum, this mylar will rupture, and so it will be a catastrophic sudden failure, which will simulate what would happen if you were in space and suddenly the wall behind you got blown out. Whoa!
Uh-oh. I gotta go back to that part. Hold on. Wait. Damn it. Hold on. There we go. audio. Oops.
Whoa!
Any proof that the moment is
So, when you go outside, why is our atmosphere still here? You know what I mean? Meaning our atmosphere sits right next to the vacuum of space, the purest vacuum of space. I've talked to vacuum chamber experts. You know, and when you have a pure vacuum, it's like orders of magnitude even stronger. So your first and only knee-jerk response to that will be gravity. Gravity. Oh, gravity is obviously holding the air down. I go, you mean the same gravity that couldn't keep the air in your living room from rushing upstairs? That gravity?
And it's still doing that as we speak? Even though there's more L holds down L. Isn't that what the partial gradient is? And it creates an L gradient also? I think. Isn't that what that is? Isn't that what it is? Hold on. The partial gradient is certain columns of L hold down other columns of L. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. No proof that the fall moment is a thing yet. Has anyone even said the word fall moment yet?